Imagine riding all around the beautiful country of Italy, passing through historic cities like Venice, Milan, Rome, Naples, and over the snow-capped Alps. Well, now you can with Luca Masini's Giro d'Italia Nonstop, or GINS as it's abbreviated, with over 2,400 miles, almost 4,000 kilometers, and 166,000 feet of climbing, over 50,000 meters. On today's episode, we'll discuss the first edition of GINS, which was held in August, as well as Luca's future plans for the event and his own ultra cycling achievements, including riding the 1,600-kilometer BikingMan Inca Divide in Peru, which is about 994.1 miles, the Finale Ligure 24-hour mountain bike event in Europe, the 24-hour World Time Trial Championships in Borrego Springs, California, and of course his involvement with the Race Across America, Race Across the West, Race Around Slovenia, Race Across Italy, Race Around Ireland, Silver State 508, and much, much more. Grab your favorite plate of pasta and enjoy this fun episode. I'm your host, Justin Tu. Let's roll. Hey, Ultra family, Justin Tu here, your host of the Ultra Cycling Show. Thanks for tuning in for today's episode where we're talking with an ultra cyclist and an event organizer of the Giro d'Italia Nonstop event in Italy. Thanks for joining the show today, Luca Masini and his translator and friend, Andrea Usardi.
Hi, Justin.
Ciao to you both. Really a privilege to have you both on the show. Thanks for making the time to discuss what appears to be an incredible event. And from what I could tell, the first real ultra cycling event in Italy, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So GINS, or what's the proper way to say the abbreviation? How do you say it?
Giro d'Italia Nonstop. GINS.
GINS. Okay, fantastic. So the GINS, I could see here from the ride with GPS route, I mean, it definitely goes all around Italy, and it's 2,436.4 miles. So that's a very long distance. And for those who are familiar with other races, like the Race Across America, which is generally around 3,000 miles, this is just about most of that distance. And also 166,000 feet of climbing. So again, very comparable. So glad to have you on the show, Luca, to be able to discuss this event, but also yourself as an athlete. And so I would like to go through a quick sprint round of questions to get to know you in a nutshell before we dive into everything and more. So Luca, my first question that I have for you is, how long have you been riding bicycles?
10 years.
And how long?
10 years ago, I start every day.
Okay. And how long is an ultra cyclist doing very long distances?
7 years ago. During my first race across America as crew.
Fantastic. And that's right. You have a lot of experience as a crew member in all kinds of events, and we'll get into that more. How many bicycles do you currently own, Luca?
Two bikes. Mountain bike and gravel bike now.
And which is your favorite?
Gravel bike.
Okay, so you do a lot of mountain biking and gravel riding out there. I'd imagine there's a lot of courses that you can ride? Yes.
Yes.
Do you currently reside in the province of Rimini? They're in Italy?
Yeah,
okay.
In Italy? Yes.
Now, looking at the map, where is that province? Is it in the south or the north?
In the under Bologna.
Over here.
Under. Okay.
So
San Marino, near San Marino. Near the start of the GINS.
Okay, right.
Rimini.
Oh, awesome. Very cool. Okay. Now, what kind of bicycle computer do you use? What brand?
I not use the computer. I not use. Yeah.
Oh, very interesting. Okay. Now, when you're doing a nice long hard ride, what what do you like to snack on?
The snack.
Hmm.
I use the come si dice? Integratore. Andrea.
Supplement and
Supplement.
meal replacement.
Ah, okay.
Mostly protein bar or shake. Mostly shakes.
Now, is that an Italian brand of product?
Is Italian. No, is a US brand.
Okay. What was the name of it again?
Herbalife.
Ah, I see. Herbalife. Okay, cool. Now, so that covers both the snack and the hydration?
Yeah. Hydration. That's the another product of Herbalife.
Okay. Okay, now after a hard ride, what's your favorite meal to eat?
Pasta. Italian pasta.
Ah, yes, of
Sure.
course. Now,
Yeah.
but
And
what?
beer. And one beer or two beer.
Oh, okay, very good. Is there a good beer in Italy, from Italy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now, in terms of your pasta, what do you like on it? Toppings or sauce?
Different. I not have a preference, but in Rimini, all pasta is good.
Okay, very good. Yeah, we'll have to come over there and do a show live there in Italy, and you'll have to show us your favorite pastas. Okay. When was your last ride? How long was it?
In Peru 2 years ago, I riding 1,600 kilometer and in 6 days.
Right. Now, was that the Inca Divide?
Yeah,
ultracycling
Inca
event?
Divide. Inca Divide. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. That must have been spectacular in terms of the scenery and the course. Now, was that on road bike or was that mountain bike?
Gravel bike.
Gravel.
Gravel.
Cool. Very nice. Now, do you prefer climbing, descending, the rollers, or the flats?
Rollers.
Rollers. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a unique answer. Most people hate the rollers. So, what do you like about them?
Because I'm not adapt for the climb, the very climb, because I not very height and for the flat, I not have power.
Oh, okay.
So I prefer the roller for this.
Right. Okay, cool. Okay, now how about going downhill? I mean, you do a lot of mountain biking, a lot of gravel riding.
Oh,
Do you like going downhill, and do you know what your maximum speed has ever been?
max speed 80 km orari. Sono quanti miglia sono? Saranno
40, 40.
sì,
35. 35.
35
miles
miles per hour. Yeah.
per hour.
Yeah.
Okay. How many it's in kilometers?
80 kilometers.
80. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. So 80 kilometers per hour. So actually, so about
Yeah.
50 miles per hour.
50 miles. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, very good.
Okay. I thought more, less.
Okay, so when do you enjoy riding the most? I mean, I guess you're riding a lot there in Italy during the fall, the winter, the spring, or the summertime.
Fall. Now.
Oh, cool. So you're into your favorite season now. Is there a lot of trees there and a lot of the changing of the colors of leaves and all that?
Non ho capito, Andrea?
Ci sono tanti alberi che cambiano le foglie, cambiano I colori.
Yes. Different color. Yes. Different color.
Cool.
Spectacular.
Right. And so from my understanding, you do a lot of bicycle tours for different tourists in that area. You're also a manager in a bike hotel, and I'd love to get into that more. But so I'd imagine you're out there a lot and really enjoying the scenery. So very cool to have you on the show. Final question before we dive into to everything else. What's your favorite ultracycling event that you've ever done?
Ultra event is a race across America.
Ah,
Absolutely.
hmm. And so you've been a part of the Race Across America many times. How many times in total?
4 as a crew, and one race across the West. Won in 2017, the first place with Marcello Luca.
Ah, I see. Very cool. And you were the crew chief at that time, right?
Crew chief, yeah.
So very, very nice victory then. Okay, well, nice to get to know you in a nutshell, Luca. And for those who don't know you, I do have a few highlights here of yourself that you sent to me. And so you, of course, do really enjoy mountain bike riding and now also doing a lot of gravel riding. That's very cool. You do a lot of bike tours in that area in Italy, and I imagine you have a lot of tourists going there wanting to check out the local areas in which you know very well. And then you already touched on the Inca Divide, which you've done. So not only are you a race organizer now with the Giro d'Italia Nonstop, but you're also a very accomplished ultra cyclist and you've ridden very long distances. You've also participated twice in the Finale Ligure 24-hour mountain bike race in Europe, which from my understanding is the largest of its kind there in Europe.
Non ho capito, Andrea.
Yes, it is. It's the biggest in Europe and Italy. One of the biggest, especially for MTB in Europe.
Okay. It's one of the biggest mountain biking events there. And then also, Luca, you've been to California. You enjoy riding here, and specifically, you've even participated in the 24-hour World Time Trial Championships in Borrego Springs, California. So that's very cool. What year were you here for that event?
2017. 3
cool.
years ago.
Very nice.
And
then, in addition to all of that, you've also Everested in 2017. You did that within 24 hours, 42 ascents. Where were you riding that Everesting challenge?
In Italy, in my place.
Okay. Is there a name for the climb that you were doing?
Yes, but I think that you don't know. Is a small is a segment in my area, long 6 kilometers for 200 meter, the height, the elevation, for 42 times in 24 hours.
Oh, okay, very cool. Well, nicely
done. You try Everesting?
You know, actually, I have not, and I know, especially this year with the pandemic, it has become very popular. So I will have to give it a go this year so I could join all the fun. But I do love climbing. I am built to be a climber. I'm very light, and I do enjoy climbing. Now, also in addition to all of those bicycle accomplishments, you've been a crew and a crew chief member for many riders and very successful. Everything from the Race Across America to the Race Around Slovenia, the Race Across Italy, of course. It looks like even the Northern Classics there in Europe, and also the Race Across the West that you mentioned. You've even participated in the Race Around Ireland, the Race Around Austria, and even here in the US, the 508, the Silver State 508, which actually just happened a couple weeks ago. So very cool that you're so familiar with a lot of the races all around the world, and excited to be able to discuss now more about the event that you host yourself there in Italy. So tell me, Luca, how long has GINS, the Giro Italia Nonstop, how many years have you organized this event already?
2 years ago, I started to think this event after the race across Ireland. I think that was the moment to start to think this organized, and during these 2 years, I checked to add all point for create the big event in Italy.
Mm.
Not a big event, but the big event.
I see. Okay, very good. And we are looking here at the website for the event. I see a lot of cool stuff here. Now, one of the things that was very noticeable to me when I scrolled past here is that it is part of the official WUCA calendar, in fact, and as part of the World Cup series, the World Ultra Cycling Association. Now, we have also had on the show several members of WUCA, including the president, on the show, and folks can check out that episode. Now, am I correct that you are also on the board of WUCA there in Europe, right?
Yeah.
And when did you get involved
this
with that?
year.
Oh, I see. Okay. Very
Or
cool.
this January.
So now the board there in Europe, how many members are there on the WUCA board there in Europe?
Europe?
Yes.
Me and Joe Barr and Marco Ballo.
Oh, cool. Marco Ballo, yes, another name that
and Joe Barr, yeah.
And Joe Barr. Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Actually, just several episodes ago, we had Joe Barr on the show to discuss everything that he does and also his Race Joe Barr series of events in Ireland. And then also Marco Ballo recently. So very cool. All names that I'm sure many in the ultra cycling family and world are familiar with. Now, you had the idea for the event about 2 years ago, you said. So actually, this year, 2020, was the first edition of this event. Is that correct?
Andrea, scusa?
Da 2 anni ci pensavi e quest'anno è stata la prima edizione, vero?
Yes, this is the first edition, and this year was very difficult for the situation, the global situation in the world. But I very happy to see my events start 1 month ago. This is my goal. Is this start my event for this year? Right.
No, that's fantastic. Glad that all worked out. I know it's been a strange year with the virus and everything. Now, when exactly did it start? What was the date?
The date 25 August.
Okay. Now, every year going forward, do you anticipate that the event will always be in August?
We are planning.
Yeah, I suppose that they maintain the same date for next year.
Okay, great. So because, of course, you are Italy in the Northern Hemisphere, so it'd be about towards the end of, or the middle almost of the summertime. How is the weather during this time? Oh, during August, during the event?
Is not hot. And this year, for example, the first week, the rider meet the many day with bad weather on the Alps. Very rain during for 2 or 3 days. Only rain, and the second part hot and temperature si può dire piacevole, Andrea, come si può dire?
Warm and fine temperature, perfect for cycling.
Yeah.
Very cool. So if anything, there might be some places that are a bit on the cool side, but generally it's not like, say, in the Race Across America that people are familiar with. You know, you're going through the desert and you're in 110, 115 degree heat. Nothing that hot there.
No.
Okay. Oh, very nice. So not only will you get some very beautiful scenery, but the weather is also very enjoyable for riding then, right? It sounds like.
This is the finish. This is the finish area.
Now, looking at the map again of the ride, so if we start over here, so as you mentioned, it starts near where you actually currently live, Rimini there. So it actually starts there. And it starts and ends there then? Right? Okay. So the Ferris wheel then is somewhere along here?
Yes.
This Ferris wheel. Oh, okay. Very nice.
Yeah.
Now, is this a whole park area or is it just a pier? Or what is this place called?
Pier.
It's just the pier? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Here.
Cool. So it looks like
Yeah.
you're riding. So from Rimini, let's see. So which orientation? So it's actually going counterclockwise. So you start heading up north towards Venice. But it looks like
Yes.
immediately when you start, just after a few miles, you have a pretty big climb already.
Yeah, this is cheap is a Pantani climb. Do you remember Marco Pantani? I suppose. And this is a mount where Marco training every day during the life. Is a famous in this area. This climb.
Okay, very cool. So, wow, geez, you starting the event with a lot of action there from the beginning. How long is that climb?
6 kilometers for 10% average.
Okay, but then overall, it looks like the elevation generally is increasing for something like 40 miles before you get to the very top of that climb. It seems like.
It's pretty steep.
Yeah. Okay, then after that, it looks like it starts flattening out until you get to Venice. It looks like, but then once you approach there, then you start going into the mountains. It appears. Now, are these the Alps?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
So
does it ever cross the border into any other neighboring country? It doesn't look like it, right? It's all within Italy?
No.
Yeah.
All
inside
Italy.
Yeah, inside.
Very nice. So really then a lot of the climbing and a lot of the fun and the high altitude and elevation, looks like around mile 250, 260. And then you're doing a lot of climbing. Some nice descents, it looks like also. Now, what is this? It looks like the highest peak. What is this?
Stelvio Pass. Do you know Stelvio Pass?
How do you spell that?
Is the big climb in the Europe.
How do you spell that?
How?
Stelvio. Stelvio.
Stelvio.
Okay, let's see. Let's take a look here. Oh, is this it here?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So, I mean, so all of the route, I mean, it's called Giro d'Italia Nonstop. So without, I have watched, but I'm not very intimately familiar with the route. Is it literally the same route, but except rather than stages, it's just nonstop?
No.
No, it's not. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Total different.
No.
Okay. I mean, because at the end of the day, Giro d'Italia just means a tour of Italy, right?
Yes. Giro means tour. Right. And actually, Giro d'Italia, the pro, Giro d'Italia is taking place now, but the Giro d'Italia Nonstop, the GINS, is longer than the Giro d'Italia of Prof.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Of Pro.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, very good. Okay, so getting back here then, so the highest peak of this route is the Stelvio Climb. Yeah. Very iconic. A lot of switchbacks there.
Yeah.
Wow, incredible. So how often do you go out to ride this yourself, Luca? I'd imagine it's quite far from where you live?
Andrea?
Quanto è distante da Rimini?
1,000 kilometers around.
Okay.
By car 6 hours, by bicycle 3 days.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So it's similar to going from like San Francisco to Los Angeles almost, or around there, Southern California. So it's quite a far distance to go. But I'd imagine it's makes for a lot of nice cycling out there in the Alps, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
so because before to arrive at that point, you already have some tough long and amazing, beautiful climb.
Right. Yeah,
Also
incredible.
before.
So you get to the highest point there. You're only really at mile 527. So you've done a lot of climbing already at that point. And then it seems like as you continue to go through the Alps there, on the way to coming back down south through Italy, and then towards Florence, it looks like you go through. It seems like perhaps there's a lot of rolling hills along this part of the course.
All.
Yeah.
Tuscany is all rolling, up and down.
Oh, okay.
In Italy, we call mangia and bevi, eat and drink.
Why is that?
We call mangia bevi. Mangia bevi literally means eat and drink.
Very cool. So is Tuscany, is that so that's a province?
Tuscany is a region.
A region, different from a province.
Tuscany.
So are provinces within the regions?
You know that we don't have the state, but practically our region is like your state.
Oh, okay. And then what is a province?
Province is like the city and the hinterland of the city. For example, Milan, Venice, Florence, Siena, Naples, that are province.
Okay.
Many province together, 3, 4, 5, 6, make one region. In USA, one state.
Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. So province here in the US, it's almost similar to what we call perhaps a county, like Santa Clara County, and there's San Jose, there's, others, Cupertino. Okay, very cool.
For province is county.
I see. Well, thank you for the geography lesson there. Glad to know more about the country. Now, the course, I mean, Luca, how did you even come up with this idea to put together such a massive ride?
Andrea?
Come ti è venuta l'idea di mettere insieme questo giro della Madonna?
After my experience race across America, I think because in Italy not being a similar event, and during this year, after many RAAM, after visit another country, I think it's possible to organize the similar event to race across America in Italy. I try, and I think that I win the challenge.
Yes.
I think.
It appears you've had a successful first edition, and I suppose that was the hardest part. And now it's just a matter of keeping that momentum going. Now, tell me, how many people ended up participating in the first edition? I saw on your Facebook, a whole variety of faces and cyclists, and I'd imagine even with the pandemic, it seems like people were very much interested in participating. So, how many riders did you end up having?
88 rider for this first edition, and one from Lithuania, Marvin. Marvin next year will be in Trans-Siberia Extreme, another big event, ultra cycling event. And Dorina Vaccaroni. Do you know Dorina?
I'm not familiar. No.
Dorina Vaccaroni this year, without COVID, want to participate to RAAM, but with COVID is impossible. And with me, I think that next year participate to RAAM, for example, and other guys in a different category.
Right. Very interesting. Well, it's really amazing that you were able to get so many cyclists out for this event, even in spite of the pandemic. So that's excellent. I know it's made it very challenging, but it looks like, and you had a very fantastic photographer taking a lot of great photographs that people could check out both on your website and also on your Facebook page. Now, going back to the event and to your website, so there's several categories that people can sign up for and race in 2021 if they're interested. And I want you to just describe each of them to some degree. So it looks like there's three main categories. There's a self-supported category. There's also a car-supported category and a bike packing one. And it looks like there's different time limits for each of them. I'd imagine also for each of these categories, you could either do it solo or as a team. So why don't you just talk a little bit about that?
Scusa Andrea?
E come descriveresti le categorie? Beh, prima di tutto ho fatto un complimento alla fotografa,
Sì.
alle foto presenti nel sito internet,
Sì,
e poi ha detto come puoi descrivere, descrivere le categorie per chi vorrebbe partecipare il prossimo anno, i differenti time limit.
Okay, the one category, the first category is self-support, solo or pair, and this category have 12 days as time limit. The second category is normal car support, solo or team, and have 12 days as time limit. And the last category is bike packing. No have the time limit, but the difference with the self-support is that with in bike packing is the draft is not it's possible, while in self-support is not possible to drafting. This is a big difference between this category.
Okay, very interesting. So if I'm understanding that correctly, you have the unsupported, no drafting, 18-day time limit. That must be quite a challenge. Yeah. Then the car supported, you could ride as a solo or a team, and you have the 12-day limit, similar to the Race Across America. And then bike packing, there's no time limit, but no one has yet tried that in the first edition, but it's very similar to the Trans Am race that many will be familiar with, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
Thank you.
Now it's a very nice, accessible for people to participate in. There's a lot of categories to ride, and so I'm sure a lot of people will come out for that, and also for the spectacular scenery. Now I do have pulled up here the Race Across America, just for people to understand and appreciate the difference, particularly in the climbing. So here's one example route here from 2016, and of course it changes slightly each year depending on routing. And 130,000 feet of climbing here, according to this ride with GPS. And we compare that now to the Giro Italia Nonstop, and this has 166,000. And it's also shorter, so that means you're doing quite a significant amount of climbing. And so I'd imagine it's a very challenging course. How did the participants this year do? Who were some of the winners, and what times did they finish the event in?
The first finisher with 11 days and 7 hours.
Wow.
The first finisher, the official finish.
That was a solo rider? Or
car support, solo car support.
And for that particular rider, just to give some comparison to like the Race Across America, typically for RAAM, a solo rider will have 2 or 3 vehicles, a crew of 8 to 12 people. Was it similar there for the racers there that were solo and supported?
Yeah, it's similar. Yeah. Yes.
And how about the teams? What was the largest size team that you had, and how quickly did they complete the course?
Andrea?
Team. In quanto l'hanno finito?
In 7 hours, 11 days and 23 days. 23 hours, sorry.
Interesting. Wow, very cool. So very comparable times to the race across America. So that'll give people a sense of what the challenge is. Now, I could imagine it's very beautiful along the course. Give me some sense of the sections on the course, like the terrain that people can expect. So we kind of went through that already. Of course, in the northern end of Italy, you've got the beautiful Alps and the mountains. Now, at this time of year during August, summertime there, is there any snow? I mean, at the highest altitude, highest elevation there, it's about 9,000 feet. Is there still snow at the top?
Yeah, yeah. One day snow on the Stelvio, and
Okay.
the pass closed for 2 days.
Ah, interesting. But that didn't slow down the event at all?
Slow down,
Did it interfere or get in the way of your event, the closure?
Andrea?
Ha interferito con l'evento?
No, perché i partecipanti avevano già superato lo Stelvio, l'avevano già superato lo Stelvio, quindi non ha influito.
Practically not, because except one already passed over that step before the arriving of the snowstorm.
Ah, okay.
And the closing of the pass.
Oh, very interesting. So I can imagine that at that altitude, it gets quite cold then. So would that be the coldest section of the entire course?
Yes, it is.
And then it seems like there is also a lot of riding along what I'm sure is a very beautiful coastline, right?
Sono molte strade costiere.
Yeah.
Please, Justin.
Yeah.
How is the traffic conditions on these roads typically?
In summer the traffic is a big problem in Italy. But on the end of the August, we not meet a big traffic for the rider. For this reason, I think that the next edition I started again on the end of the August for this reason. Is quite in August.
Okay, cool. No, good to hear.
And as you know, Justin, just one more information.
Yeah,
traffic is pretty particular and pretty Italian style, but it's part of the fascinating things of this journey, because if you are cycling in Sorrento, in Amalfi Coast, with your bicycle in bikepacking, you have a lot of car, but it's an amazing thing.
Yeah, very cool. Sounds like an interesting dynamic. Now, talking about, interesting, actually, I did want to touch on the name of the website, and I've seen in a variety of different marketing here. If we're looking, the I Am Go Solo, so iamgosolo.com. That's how people can get to the website of the event. What does that mean? I Am Go Solo.
Go solo is a lifestyle born during my experience in RAAM. I saw this solo rider during the RAAM, solo for 12 days, and in this moment of my life is similar. The RAAM, the race, and the go solo is, I think, solo. I think to fix the problem solo, and but now I have a wife.
Oh, cool! Very nice. How long have you been married?
2 years ago, during the race across the West.
Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Did you propose to your wife there?
No, after, in 9 months ago. After. Before the Inca Divide, 1 month ago, I married.
Oh, cool. Very exciting. Now, how old are you, Luca?
41.
Oh, okay. Well, that's very nice. And so I'd imagine putting on a big event like GINS, Giro d'Italia Nonstop. I mean, there's a lot of logistics, and I'd imagine it also requires a large team of volunteers. Tell me about that.
They organize, but no more difficult. I sincerely is not very difficult to organize because this event, yes, is a big for 4,000 kilometers, but it's very simple during the start and during the finish. And during the race, come si dice? Io spero che vada tutto bene, Andrea.
I hope
that
everything goes good.
Yeah.
And how did things go? I mean, were there a lot to learn? Is there any bumps in the road, or things went pretty smoothly this time?
Non ho capito.
Com'è andato? Tutto bene? Casini sulle strade?
No problem. No problem.
That's fantastic.
No problem.
Very cool. Yeah, a lot of great photos, as I mentioned. And so congratulations for putting on a successful first edition of this event. I'm sure we will see it more in the ultra cycling world as we get going forward and as more people participate in it. That's you there, right, Luca? Is this some of your team here?
Yeah.
Descrivi questa foto.
This photo is my favorite photo with my friend, my staff, my wife, my big friend. This guy I know during the RAAM last edition. All guys have experience in ultra event.
Oh, cool! Wow. No, it's very, very good. Now, who are some of the faster Italian ultra cyclists that you're aware of?
Andrea?
Qual è stato l'ultra cyclist più veloce che tu hai seguito?
Che io ho seguito? Veloce.
It depends the race.
Depend on the race. During the race across America, I not have a fast rider. I not have.
Beh, di nome, di la gara.
The fast ride, Marcello Luca when won the race across the West, absolutely, in 2017.
Right. What was the most rewarding part for you, Luca, of organizing this event and having the first edition be so successful?
Andrea?
Qual è stata la cosa più importante, più cruciale per organizzare l'edizione numero 0 della GINS?
The COVID, the situation of the COVID. Because during the first day of the August, I don't know if it's possible to start or not.
Yeah, very interesting times. Now, in terms of the course, are there officials that were driving out there to enforce any kinds of rules or anything like that? Or tell me about how that worked.
Tell me?
Come funziona per le strade e il traffico? Sono aperte e sono regolamentate al traffico normale.
Yes, the road is open on the public road, and the rider must be follow the rule, the Italian rule. It's very simple.
Now, were there any race officials that were out there on the course? Giving penalties to riders or anything like that?
C'erano i marshal e gli ufficiali di percorso?
No official. I followed the rider with the live tracking, and in every moment I saw where where are the rider on the route, and only this.
Yeah. Very cool. Okay, now tell me more about yourself, Luca. How did you get started with ultra cycling? What was your motivation for getting involved with the sport?
It's simple. My friend in 2030 asked me if I want to follow him during the race across America, and then start another life, a new part of my life with race across America. I follow many different riders, many different mental, and this helped me to organize this event. Absolutely. So different mentals was very important to show with many point of view for organize.
Yeah, very cool. Now, tell me, you've been involved with the sport of ultra cycling for quite some time now. You've also successfully hosted your first of a very large event. What do you think ultra cycling requires more of? Mental strength?
Mental. Absolutely mental. 10% only physical, I think. The rest is mental.
Right. So for somebody to be successful at this event, you think they're going to require a lot of mental strength. Now, I guess they would also have to be quite good at climbing and enjoy climbing as well, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, tell me a bit about your own personal training and riding. How much are you riding every week? Are you riding almost every day? Where do you like riding?
But I not follow the table, the program. For example, last 4 days I riding 100 kilometer, but
600.
for 600, and today and tomorrow I think not to riding. For example, I not have a program.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot of riding. So a very active cyclist yourself.
Yeah,
that's very cool.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any plans to do the full GINS yourself one day?
One day. I don't know, but
but have you ridden a lot of the portions of the course before?
Andrea?
Hai fatto molti tratti della GINS? Hai già fatto molti tratti della GINS? Alcuni?
Sì. No, some part. Yeah.
And now just quickly turning to you, Andrea, thanks a lot for your time in translating. Now, what is your involvement with the event and also just generally with ultra cycling?
Justin, first of all, thanks you to have us here. And Luca was the guy that absolutely incidentally 3 years ago gave me the input to contact one guy that need one crew member for a ultra cycling event, race across Italy, the second most famous ultra cycling race in Italy. And after we became friends, and then we became also business partner, and we became, and all the things, all the important things starts from human empathy and human feeling.
Yeah.
And the rest is friendship, hard work, effort in cycling, and future event, future challenge, future task.
Yeah, no, cool. Thanks for sharing that. Now, just briefly, before we dive back to Luca and the event, what do you enjoy riding as a cyclist yourself?
I started cycling when I was a kid with cross country. I live on the feet of the Alps between Dolomites and Venice immediately on the feet of the Alps. And after I moved to road bicycle for triathlon, and now enjoying the long journey.
Okay.
As a backpacking, or I don't want to say that big word of ultra cycling, but just cycling far and put a lot of effort for many, many hours or many, many days.
Right. No, that's cool. Thanks for sharing that, Andrea. Great to have you on the show
Thanks
as
to
well. Now, Luca, what do you think most people don't realize about ultra cycling?
Che cosa penso, Andrea, delle persone?
Cosa credi che molte persone non sanno dell'ultracycling o non pensano dell'ultracycling? Fai una cosa corta.
Cosa non sanno dell'ultracycling?
Cosa non sanno, cosa pensano?
Sì. Digli che finché non provano sulla propria pelle non possono capire cosa sia l'ultracycling. Ecco.
If you never try, you never know.
That's good. Oh, very good.
If you never try, you never know.
Short and sweet. Yes, definitely. You never try, you never know. Okay, we'll have to print that one out on a big banner. Okay, Luca, for yourself, do you have any ultra cycling role models or inspirations, people that motivate you?
Non ho capito, Andrea.
Hai dei modelli, qualcuno a cui ti ispiri per l'ultracycling?
Yes, I have my friend. I have my friend. I have two persons, two friends, two big friends. The first is Mario Fraternali, that the first rider that I can follow during my first RAAM, and for me can be my father. And the second person is Mauro Farabegoli. Is a Italian big crew chief. Mauro have 12 RAAM as crew. For me, these two person is come che ha detto, is
the model and the mentor.
The mentor.
Yeah. Mauro, the second one, is like a mentor.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's excellent, Luca. Nice to hear. I see this photo here. Is this on the course of GINS?
No. This is in Nevada 1 years ago during the Silver State with Walter Cadamuro, and on the first part of the race is during the morning.
Yeah, very cool. And so again, as a reminder for folks, you have been out here in the US quite a bit, so you're familiar with both the rides, the routes, and you've also raced yourself here. So that's excellent. Now, going back to your event, as we kind of close out on this interview, I know there's a lot of fantastic photos that people can check out on your Facebook to get some sense in terms of the course and what they can expect. And of course, we already looked at here the start-finish line in Rimini. Very, very nice. Sure, it must be fun to see that big Ferris wheel. And I also saw these nice photos. Where is this? Is this also there at the beginning?
Yeah, the start area in centrum of Rimini.
Ah, okay, very beautiful.
In the plaza. No, come si dice, piazza.
Plaza, square.
Sorry, okay,
square.
Right. Yeah. No, very, very nice. And this as well. Is this also there in Rimini?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful architecture.
Is sure. Is the old antique Romanian wall.
Arco di Augusto.
The Arch of August. August.
Yeah, very nice.
And 2 words. Luca would like to add 1 word about this beautiful photo. Who is the official photographer of Giro d'Italia Nonstop? Luca, who is the official photographer of Giro d'Italia Nonstop?
My wife, Eloise.
Oh,
my wife.
No way.
My
okay.
wife.
Wow. So is that her name there?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. How do you say her name?
Eloise.
Eloise. Very
Yes.
nice. I was going to ask because these photos are beautiful. Does she do
Yeah.
this
Yes.
for her own business then?
Yes, is a professional.
Ah, very nice. So you married the right woman.
No, right. Only photographer.
Yeah.
Is particular that with my wife was I meet Eloise during the race across the West in 2017 in Los Angeles airport, and because we are the same team with Marcello for the row, and after is the story. Married after less years.
Wow. No, that's very nice story.
The
I just want to
ultra cycling have this power.
Yeah. Yeah, no, most definitely. That's the beautiful thing. In fact, strange enough that you mentioned that, Luca. I actually met my wife while bicycling also. And when in 2014, I self-organized a fundraising solo ride along the Race Across America route. That was in 2014. Then 2015, I participated in the Race Across America.
Wow.
And my wife, Christy, she was actually on my crew in 2014.
Oh,
And we weren't even friends, actually. I just knew about her. And I needed somebody to help me with the media, also photographs and other things. And she agreed to be on my crew. And then, of course, the long story short is we ended up getting married, and now we have a 7-month-old son. So you're exactly right when you say that the ultra cycling is very powerful, and it joins together people, both just in friendships, very close friendships, because we all know the struggle and the hardships, and work very hard mentally and physically to do these rides. But it also can bring you a wife or two. So very cool to hear that story. Now, I want to touch on one more photograph with you as we close out here, Luca. Thank you for your time. Saw these excellent photos, and specifically, I see a lot of the gear on the bike. So was that common for a lot of the? I guess this would be the unsupported or the back. Well, there weren't any bike packing ones, but the unsupported riders, were they equipped in a similar fashion?
Andrea, questo sei te, descriviti.
Sì, ma ti chiede a te se è normale tutte queste cose. Digli che non è normale.
But in this photo is not very normal because Andrea have more have much bag stuff etc. But usually during the ultra event in self-support is normal. Yes, is normal. Because the guys are alone for many days.
Yeah, right. So it's a very awesome event, Luca. Thank you so much for being able to share all of this with us. And I do hope that even myself can make it out there to Italy, sorry. I hope I can make it out to Italy one day in the next few years to participate in this event. I'm sure it is a very beautiful course, and with all the architecture, all the history, the countrysides, the coastlines that you have there. What is some final words that you would like to give to people who learn about this event now and may be interested to sign up at some point? What would you like to say to potential racers of GINS?
Because vuoi sapere il perché, Andrea?
Cosa diresti ai futuri partecipanti?
I say that will be a big experience in a country that where the food, the place is very, very beautiful. Is an experience that All ultracycler almeno una volta nella vita la devono fare, come si può dire.
Gonna do one time in the life.
Yeah, I think that is a similar race across America. Not now, but I think and I hope to be a essere l'evento non mondiale, perlomeno europeo, ecco.
And for such a way, okay, a race across America has a long story, the oldest story in ultracycling, but GINS is really, really, really unique race, and we work and we hope that it became the point of reference in Italy. Not because it's more beautiful, because there are a lot of beautiful race with incredible scenery, but because put together a lot of different things and unique things all together in the small country of Italy, in the Bella Italia.
Yeah. Well, it is very unique and nice to learn about. I'm sure folks watching now will be excited to learn that there is such a nice, challenging course on a beautiful location. And I would just want to know, when is registration open, or is it already open for 2021? And what does the cost look like for people who are interested to sign up?
Luca, sono già aperte le iscrizioni, dove possono andare?
I think that in November I opened the registration, and I celebrate this date on Facebook.
Okay, yes. So we'll be on the lookout in November to see when the registration opens. Now, how much does it cost to register in the different categories?
For this year and the next edition, the cost is similar for all category.
Ah, okay.
It's the same price. I not think different. For me, is similar. Is equal.
Cool. Yeah, very good. Well, Luca and Andrea, thank you very much for your time today. It's been very nice to learn about both of you as ultra cyclists yourself, but also very nice to learn of this new addition to the ultra cycling race calendar. And we will look forward to keeping a close eye on the race as it opens up for registration next year. And then we'll look forward to tracking the participants, and hopefully next year, the pandemic will be eased and a lot more people internationally can make it out there to Italy. I would love to go there myself to check it out. So best wishes for the organizing of the 2021, the second edition of GINS. And we'll look forward to seeing you both there in Italy. But before then, I suppose hopefully we could see you here in the US again. Do you have any plans to come out here to California or the US anytime soon?
I hope to back in California for the RAAM. Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
I hope.
Yeah, cool. And Andrea, yourself?
With me, Andrea, with me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, very cool.
Yeah, we're both gonna come last June, and we will come next June. But in the past, I come many times also for business. In USA, in California.
Okay, well, it sounds like a perfect match. Perhaps both of you must be a two-person team for the Race Across America next year then.
Sure.
Okay.
It will be.
Thank you very much. To everyone watching at home, I hope you enjoyed this very special segment. And I hope you enjoyed it with Luca and Andrea to learn about this very exciting event hosted in Italy. Great way to check out the country, to enjoy the great food, and I'm sure a lot of great sights. Definitely check out their website. We'll include all the links to everything. You could follow them on Facebook as well. Great people. Another set of awesome ultra cyclists in the ultra cycling family. So check them out. We look forward to seeing you in Italy then as well for this very challenging course. Until next episode, everyone, keep spinning ultra.